Hey, welcome to another Dryland. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to see you guys being back. Hey from India, hey from Utah or Denmark. I'm just finishing my warm-up. We still got another 4 minutes or so before we get started, so I won't bring any important information yet. I just wanted to check in and chat with you guys before we get started. Today is going to be some hell of a hard session. Spoiler alert, we will have long rest periods, but so will the working periods. Will be really long. Hey good to see you back. I hope this time of the day is not too terrible. I can imagine for Asians, Indians, it's probably pretty late, but it's not bad with a late night workout either. So I'm just happy to see you guys are here. I'm still in my garage. It's still minus a few degrees Celsius outside, and there's a bunch of snow. So I'm staying inside to avoid that. Singapore, it's early. You're ahead of us. Yeah, did a little kind of investigate what time would be the best during the last live stream, and it turned out to be somewhere around this time of the day, so try for that again. I also made sure to announce the live stream, the Dryland workout, a little bit ahead of time. I hope that was better for you guys, so that everybody could make it. The reason I'm rocking back and forth is because I'm on a bike. Makes sense that way. I tried to see if I could get the lighting a little better than yesterday. I tried to like open the lower end of the garage door, but I don't know if it's too noisy. So let me know as we move on if there's too much annoying noises, and I'll compromise the lighting for better sound quality. I said at first in my first chat, let's see how many nations we can get with us today. I checked the Overnet, and the most we had live watching was 37 different nationalities. So it'd be cool to try and beat that today. We're at 3 so far, with Denmark, Singapore, India, Czech Republic, it's 4. I don't know if I'll be able to keep track when it gets hard, because today is gonna be hard. We still got a few more minutes before we should get started. Turkey, ooh, Turkey. I've been to Turkey not long ago, this summer with my girlfriend for a little 5-day getaway. It's nice to train in the warm weather, sometimes even too warm. Turkey can be terribly hot in the summer, 40 degrees Celsius. So we spend 90% of the day inside in the air condition, and then out for weightlifting, Dryland or jogs for the last little bit. The US, me too, in a way, I guess. What was that, 6 nations? Cool. Yeah, if you're from the US right now, you can't complain about the time zone, because I'm in the US, so if I can make it, I bet you guys can make it too. Maybe before we get going, I should try and set everything up, see if you get a good view. I'll try and explain, as always, the exercises and the technique behind it, how to do it properly. Hey G, how's it going? G's from the Netherlands, if you haven't seen him on the chat before. Okay, let's see if that works. Am I in the... Doesn't seem too bad. Alright. Always end up regretting every time I show an exercise in the beginning, because it's gonna hurt me at the end of it. Okay, so I can see we got about 20 people checked in. Who, Mac, you and yours? Oh, yes. I see all your spam messaging on Instagram. No, seriously, it's cool to hear from you, and everybody that cheers me on in my professional skating career. That's awesome. This is my way of giving back. If you feel like helping me out even more, there is this super chat function that I try and mention as often as I can. sometimes via things I'm mentioning too often maybe. Basically, if you go into chat window where you can put live chats, you can make a super chat donation. So there's a $sign. If you click on that, you can donate any amount to help me out, to help this channel out. And that way I'll promise to make more Dryland or more live videos and obviously upload more skating content. Also, the comment, if you make this super chat thing and donate whatever amount you like, the comment is going to be highlighted, which means that it'll be on the screen for a longer period of time and it's going to be in a flashy color. And that way I'll make sure to see it. So if you request a video on a specific topic, if you tell me about it in a super chat, I'll for sure see it and I'll make a video on it. But enough about super chats. You can do it all the way through the video, and I appreciate everyone that does it. That keeps me going. But let's get to it. Today's workout, we've got about 20 people here, hoping to see more and more as we go along. But it's time to get started. If at any point you're in doubt or you just want to use these exercises for later on, once the live stream is over, if you want to share it with your friends, teammates, or just do it on your own later on, I did note everything in the description, including rest times, workout times, everything. So you can always scroll down or go back to see that later on. Hope that's gonna help you guys out. But I will also explain it as we go on. So if you have me on a big screen right now, no need to close that. There's only 4 different exercises today, so it's gonna be rather simple, but it is also the hardest Dryland program I know. I've tried doing this where instead of decreasing the time of every exercise. Hello, Munoz. Instead of decreasing the time of every exercise, I kept it. So I did 5 minutes of every single exercise, and that was the hardest Dryland I've done in my whole life, which you're gonna realize even though we go from 5 minutes per exercise down to 1 single minute, it's gonna hurt a lot. That's why we're also gonna start out with a full 5 minutes of uninterrupted Killzone. Just to get the feeling of that leg burn and to really try and memorize, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, the feeling of being in the correct skating position so we can try and hold on to that when everything hurts in about 30 minutes from now. So the exercises will be exercise number 1, Killzone. I'm going to show all these, but just to explain it a little before we get started. Exercise number 1 is Killzone, and we're going to do that exercise for 5 minutes. So first exercise is 5 minutes, then rest. Next exercise is 4 minutes, then rest. Then 3 minutes rest, and then 2 minutes rest. And after that, we go from 5, 4, 3, 2, and then there's a long set rest before we get started with set number 2. And set number 2 is gonna be a little different. On the paper, it should be easier, but when we do it, we're gonna be so tired from the first set that it's gonna hurt a whole lot as well. So second set is basically the same as the first, but except like minus the 5 minutes at the beginning. So I'll just try and show and talk you guys through it. We're not starting yet. This is just 4 exercises. So exercise number 1, the Killzone is a classic where it's really just smoothly going from side to side. No rushing it. No falling too fast. Really feel like you're skating onto it. And then you can feel that power in the soles of your shoes. Second exercise, which we'll do for 4 minutes, is, that's gonna hurt, single leg up downs. So again, we've done this before. Simply stand on one leg and then go up down to 90 degrees, knee bend, and extension. So we're gonna do 30 seconds and switch to the opposite leg, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, until we're done. A total of 4 minutes. Make sure to switch from one leg to the other when you're at the bottom. Otherwise, it's cheating, which we don't, obviously. Exercise number 3. Remember, first was 5 minutes, 4 minutes. This one is 3 minutes. It's the outward hops. So go down to position and 5 tiny jumps. 5 tiny jumps. So 5 to each side. No rest for full 3 minutes, which is also gonna hurt a lot. Remember, in between every exercise, we do have 3 minutes of full rest, so there's enough time to catch your breath and like shake off the legs a little. If you have any technical questions, I'll make sure to answer as we go through this, as long as I'm capable. And then the final exercise, which is a killer, but technically pretty simple. So if you're all burned out, you can switch the brain off, just focus on surviving, making it through. So it's in out. You go down in the same position, then you jump. Try and get a rhythm. Don't jump too high, keep it pretty low. Make sure to get them all together. And again, every single exercise, first thing you want to do, you can even start every exercise by getting into the basic position. Elbows out here, touch your heels, touch your toes, perfectly fit the fists right here. Then you know you're set. Okay, those are the 4 exercises. Exercise 1, 5 minutes, then 4, then 3, then 2, long set rest, and then 4, 3, 2, and it's done. It shouldn't take more than 45, 50 minutes of total time, but it should make you sore for a few days. Yeah, if there's any questions, now is the time. As long as I'm capable, which I'm gonna be honest, this is gonna be hard for me as well, so I won't be able to do commentaries all the way through every exercise, because it's gonna hurt a bunch. But I will do my best to try and share some of the thoughts that I have and some of the key technical points to perform these correctly all the way through. So if you have questions to any exercises or the protocol of this workout, you can message me for the next, say, a minute. So we're starting 45 seconds. Hey, Nicola Allegro. Oh, as you can see in my upper chat that I pinned, so it's gonna be visible for the whole workout, we're trying to break the record for how many different nationalities we can have present in one live stream, and I think we're at 7 right now. So whenever you check in, or you haven't done it already, let me know what nation or what country you're watching this from and where you're doing your Dryland today. Colombia, that's 8. Okay, I'll get in position. Remember, the first one is a total of, oh, Poland, that's 9. It's a total of 5 continuous minutes of Killzone. We're starting in 2 seconds. Ready, set, down. Find that position, 9-degree knee bend, and then start up. So this is really endurance and technical focus. So one way you can make this easier for yourself is to relax every muscle group that is not necessary to perform this movement right now. Relax your shoulders, arms. Look a little forward through your eyebrows. Just as if you're Offskate. You want to see where you're going, but you don't want to be overly tense. One minute down. So like I mentioned, this is a super hard workout. If you're new to this, the second your technique starts falling apart, you want to take a rest. And you can always jump on when the rest of us is going to start the next exercise. There's definitely no shame in that because this is a hard workout. Alternatively, you can do half the time of every exercise. I will today try my best to make sure to let you all know when we're halfway through. Good to go. So look straight forward, no look, point forward. That's where we want to be going. No twisting. Keep all of this in the correct position. Make it aligned and powerful. Two minutes. 3 to go. Even though I'm not using my arms, feel free to do it. In some ways it's easier, in some ways it's more difficult. I'm a long distance skater, I don't really use them a lot. And for this exercise, I'm always going to say the slower the better. Don't rush it, don't fall side to side. Really feel that pressure. Even though you're not getting anywhere here, the more pressure you can load here, the more power, the more speed you can develop when you're skating. That's 3 minutes. Even a little more than 3 minutes. Give you guys a side view. So like I mentioned, I'm staying in that 90-degree position here. Make sure to not drop the shoulders. Those are too upright. Somewhere in the middle. Nice round back. This is not deadlifting. It's okay to not have a straight back. Final minute. And then 3 minutes of nice, comfortable rest. I'm starting to get a little warm. Feel the body temperature raising. Last 30 seconds. Remember, this is the only time we do Killzone. Exercise number 1. The only thing we have to do for 5 full minutes. Get some good rest. Don't sit down. Stand up. Shake the legs a little. We'll need them for another 30-40 minutes. Hey, RCR Free Fire Gamers. Whoa, high-tech name there. Ohm is asking, sir, while bending your shoulders, should be bent or should be a little straight? I think it's a little confusing question. I'll try and answer it. If we're talking like this, it should definitely not be straight. So for the shoulders, there's no reason to ever be tense in your shoulders. Even when using your arms, let this be a free movement, free mechanism. You're not going to get anything out of being overly tense. You just can't transfer that power you develop. So let them be loose, the shoulders. When it comes to the back, I assume that's more what you meant. I want to keep this forward, but then relax here. So a bit like this. You don't want to have it like that. Also don't want to get too round. But yeah, keep it nice and round. Try and get your center of gravity forward. That way you're gonna, first of all, you're gonna avoid pushing backwards. So you're not gonna lose the skates and lose that pressure. So it's much easier to push straight to the side the further forward you have your center of gravity. So push the hip, kind of tuck the glutes in. Maybe even think of your belly button, getting that out towards your toes. That's a good piece of advice, I think. So yeah, you do want to have a round back. Anil Sharma, I love you. Wow, that's a big compliment. I appreciate that. And then somebody named Chef sent a bunch of foreign alphabetic language there. I'm really only capable of answering questions in English, Danish, French, Norwegian, German, but not that Arabic language here. It's beyond my limits. Okay, so we got 20 seconds. We're getting on with the next exercise. Single leg up downs. Four continuous minutes, 30 seconds on each in 10 seconds. And remember, I told this before, switch at the bottom. It's gonna make it a lot harder, and we want this to be hard. Here we go. So, 30 seconds. Again, try and feel the power, or your body weight. Try and feel it right in the middle of the shoe. Not at the toes, not the heel. It's also going to help you put more pressure into the ground when you're skating. Switch leg. Next time we're down. Very common mistake here, try and show it from the side, is that this knee is too tense up here forward. Let it fold back so it's hanging vertically down. Five more, we're going to switch to the other leg. And switch. Again, keep those switches down to the bottom. That's 1 minute out of 4. Try and find a good rhythm. Don't pause the movement at any time. Also don't speed it up. As you can see, my legs are pretty close to each other because this is naturally hanging down next to it. So don't let it twist. Don't open up your hips. Make sure everything is pointing straight forward. It's going to rotate you out of position. Switch at the bottom. Heart rate 120. Let's see who's got the highest heart rate of the day in the break. Last time, Kroot from the Netherlands made to 163. I think today's workout should get us higher. Switch at the bottom. Halfway with the single legs. 2 more minutes to go. Again, feel free to use the arms as long as they're coordinated with the pushes. If you're not that flexible, it can even help you get further down if you're not compromising the movement of the upper body. Switch at the bottom. 1.5 minutes to go. If this leg is getting shaky, try and slow down the movement. Find control. You control your body, body's not controlling you. Five more. It's going to be the last 30 seconds on the right leg. Switch at the bottom. Last minute. Keep it all together. Don't make any small breaks at the top. Make sure you're still getting perfectly down in position. You should almost be able to touch the ground with the opposite knee. 5 more. And we got 30 seconds in the opposite leg. Switch at the bottom. And here we go. Last 30, and we get a good rest. That's it. Nice. Got through 4 minutes of single leg up downs. Good job, everybody. Oh, we got a bunch of questions. Where am I now? I am in the United States of America, in the state called Utah, Salt Lake City. They have a ridiculously fast ice skating rink, the fastest in the world. And also one of the few rinks that are accessible for any elite skater right now. So that's where I'm training, at least for another 2-3 weeks before I'll head back to Europe to get used to the the time zone and everything there before we have the European Championships and the World Cup season in January. I like this sport, but it's dangerous to fall off a sledge at a speed of 70 kilometers. That sounds dangerous. Also a little dumb. I wouldn't recommend falling off a sledge. I don't think you know what sport I'm doing. I'm doing long track speed skating and inline skating. I mean, it's definitely a dangerous sport in many ways, but if you take care, if you know what you're doing, it rarely happens that people get seriously injured from it. Because most of it is either, it's just not that bad. I wouldn't say like it's completely safe, but there's definitely worse sports when it comes to critical injuries. There's few crashes than in cycling or motorsports, so not as dangerous as it seems. I crashed 3 times on ice skates throughout my entire career actually, and I'm still okay. Skating is cool, G. Okay, we got 1 minute before we gotta get back at it. You've seen these live streams in the summer when I did it with Sophia. The one thing I love more than skating. We have this exercise called outward hops, and she hates that. So it's a shame she's not here. That'd be fun. It would make me feel better about myself. They're super tiny jumps. I'll just show it again if you didn't see the introduction. Yeah, it goes for everything. Get down to that 90-degree position, one leg, and then small jumps. 5 of them to each side, switch back and forth. We're gonna do this for a full 3 minutes with no rest. I will answer your question. I'll answer all the questions in the next break. But for now, let's get to this. Start in 10 seconds. 3 full minutes, starting in 2, 1, let's go. So no need to jump up high. Try and keep it pretty compact. Barely have to lift off the ground. As you can see, I'm not really doing right now. It's more about staying low, finding balance, working on that. It's gonna burn it. Use the arms. It's a little hard as long as you can use them in the right way. You can either do like this. There's a movement in it. It's gonna help you jump a little. Or you can also just have it like this. It's gonna help you balance. Or have another back. So a common mistake here is to use the upper body to create speed/power, which doesn't work. So no, to do that, keep it tight, keep it in position, use your core, and then set it off with the glutes and the quads. That was a minute. Again, same as before. When you switch from one leg to the other, stay down. Make it burn. That's the purpose. Halfway. Last minute. Stay low, stay compact, be in control. Thirty seconds. I'm feeling it. together 10 more. And that's it. Good job. I think for me this was the most challenging one so far. Whew. See the heart rate here? 126 for me. Let's see if anybody had a higher heart rate than 126. I'm all out of breath. So we still got 2.5 minutes before the final exercise, which is gonna be pretty intense. So for Nicola, how many kilometers do I skate during winter? Daily, weekly? So during the winter, I have about 4 weekly skating sessions, 4 weekly bike sessions, 1 or 2 Dryland sessions, and 1 or 2 weightlifting sessions. And then I do inline skating once a week on a treadmill, which is super cool. If you haven't checked my channel out, you should do it. There's some cool videos from that. It's pretty insane. It's a treadmill, like a running treadmill, but made for skating. So I get to do that even when it's snowing outside. I can still inline once a week. So for ice skating, I have those generally 4 sessions per week, and it's really different how many. I do have a lap session where we go for 30 to 40 kilometers on the ice in one session. And then there's a 5K spec session, which is about 25. And then 2 shorter sessions that are no more than 15 kilometers. So 2 times 15, 1 time 25. Hello, ma'am. How are you doing, Sophia? It's a pleasure to have you with me on the left. Sophia's here. So yeah, I'll stop speaking with a dumb Indian accent. I love this person, Chef Imad, who thinks I'm doing some sport where you use a sled. Skating is really not on a sled, it's on skates, hence the name. We're starting in 40 seconds. Skating is a very different sport than bobsled or luge. I know nothing about those. Anyways, final exercise. It's gonna hurt. It's the in-out thing. I explained at the beginning. My legs hurt a lot. I'm not gonna show it. So you go down in the same 90-degree position, jump in out like this. Don't jump up. Stay sort of, I know it's impossible to be completely flat, but no jumping up and down. Just make that rhythm in, out, and it's gonna burn. So just suffer through it. It's not very technical. Stay low. Keep the rhythm. We're starting 2, 1, 2 minutes, guys. Should burn after 40 seconds already. So you can see I'm not jumping up. Try and keep this. I even have this line there behind me that I can stay within. So key things to think about here is be in a good position at all times. Don't let yourself fall forward or backwards. And get your feet all the way together so it's not like this, but actually in there. And this is a killer. I will be speechless for the last minute. I can already tell you that. We're 40 seconds in, 1/3. We've got an even longer set rest for a full 5 minutes after this before we go on to set number 2. I tried doing this for as long as I could and collapsed after 5.5 minutes. Not to be recommended. Halfway. 120 heart rate. And increasing, definitely increasing. You'd be surprised how long you can keep this up even when it starts burning, because there's not that much technique in it. The mind is sometimes stronger than we think. Last 30. .136 heart rate. 15. 2, 1, and that's it. Woo. Made it to 139. Anybody got a higher heart rate? Let me know. Oh, that was tough. Solid job, y'all. Remember, there's still one set to go. But first, we're gonna do 5 minutes of becoming humans again. Oh, we got some. Hey, Sophia. Sophia super chatted. She super chatted yesterday, and I spent it on an ice cream. But in my defense, she told me to. That was a good ice cream. There's a chance I had two actually. But also bike for, I don't know, at least 2,000 calories. We also got a super chat from Sergio Munoz in some foreign currency, but it's a high number. I appreciate it, Sergio. Thanks a lot. I will continue to make myself and all you guys suffer for a while. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, sir, tired. Saludos, Argentina. So we got more than 10 nationalities. Sophia's here, she's from Russia. I'm not a stalker, Sophia. This is a very Russian name. So figure that. So that's gonna make it 11 different countries represented. We still gotta get above those 30 countries in one session. That's the goal. So keep checking in, tell everybody where you're from, how it's going. Colombia, ooh, we're represented in Colombia. India, it's not a very Indian name. Michael Charles. I'm just gonna be on the bike for a few minutes. We're gonna start again. Hungary makes it 12. I'll start again in 4 minutes time. This rest is really not that important. Privyet, Sonia. Oh, that's a frequent user. I can speak for Privyet. Oh, I love that the Russians are using the vocabulary that even I know. Some high-tech conversation there. Just see if I can redirect you all a little so I'm not out of the picture. All right. Solid job, everybody. As I mentioned in the beginning, set 2 is on the paper easier than this first set because we're not doing the Killzone for 5 minutes at first. On the other hand, we got super heavy legs right now, so it's probably gonna hurt a bit anyways. But what's the purpose of this? It's to hurt so we don't have to hurt when we're out skating. So next set is just 4, 3, and 2. Oh, G-asking. For those of you that followed yesterday's live stream, I did an elite Swift race, which is biking on a home trainer online with other people. It sounds like a weird concept, but you have no idea how many people that do it. I checked one of the segments that there was more than 500,000 people that rode that segment online, which to me and I think to most people is incredible. But super cool community, and insane that there's pro home trainer riding. And yeah, I rode all out for 2 hours at 300 something watts and almost made it in the top 20 in the Pro League. It was 21st. I do admit that strategically I'm not at the level as some of those people are. But I'm also new to it. It was my first attempt. I learned a bit, and surprise Sophia and G, I'll try again tomorrow. Signed up for another elite race tomorrow. We'll see how that goes now that I have an infinite more experience than I had yesterday. So if I look tired, it's maybe a combination of this and also really hard riding yesterday. This afternoon I'm going to go for a run, a jog, just to, you know, reset the body. But first we're gonna finish this up with good manners. Hey T-Pan, or T-Pan, I don't know how to pronounce that. I saw you were with us for the last one as well. It's cool to see all the returning athletes, returning viewers. We're about to start again. now is the time if you have any questions regarding the workout. I will, as I usually do, I'll make this little Q&A session as we finish off. Sergio Munoz, I really appreciate this knowledge sharing, very useful to add to my trainings. Thanks a lot, Sergio, and thanks for the super chat. And the compliments is awesome to hear. That means a lot to me. I try and share everything. I've been skating since the age of 5 and lived for many years in different countries to improve my inline skating, long track skating. Spent a whole lot of years in France and Norway, now I'm in the US. And being able to share all of that with you guys is awesome. And to get feedback like that, super cool for me as well. So thanks for the super chat, thanks for the compliment. I promise to do more of this. And thanks, Tracy. I think I remember your name from the summer. Thanks for the super chat, and thanks for being with us. A cool emoji. I like that little pure potato man working out. I also feel like a heavy potato at the end of this. Thank you so much, and thanks for being part of it. I mean, it takes all of us to make these workouts. Welcome, Esteban. Oh, this is cool. Nice to see all these reactions. Super happy for the support, the donations. It's all gonna go to my savings towards this 360 camera, so I can really show how I'm skating and try and explain it live as I'm out skating, what I'm actually doing to try and go faster, and share that with you, so it's not just doing ouch stuff in my little garage. Yep, so I will try and get set for set number 2, shorter. Oof. If I can get this set. Maybe I should also buy a better tripod. Now we're at it. Oh, maybe this is right. I hope you like looking at my very, very blue shirt here. Okay, am I well in the screen? It seems okay. This is where I'm gonna stay low, because otherwise you can't see me. So thanks, Sergio. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks, Sophia. Thanks to all of the people supporting. Thanks for all the other 20 viewers. Keep posting where you're from. I think it's super cool. It's exciting for everybody to see, I think, that we're this community across the whole globe that just likes to do skating, or love to do skating. Okay, so next one, the last 3 exercises that we just did. So it's the single leg up downs for 4 full minutes. Then we're going into the outward hops for 3 full minutes, and then to finish off the in-outs for a full 2 minutes. We got good rest, 3 minutes in between every little exercise. I shouldn't say little, but in between every exercise, and then that's it. Let it burn, switch. Whenever you switch legs, switch at the bottom. I can't say this enough, because when you're out skating, you can't just stop all of a sudden, stretch your back if you're at the time of in a race where people are going hard. There's no time for that. So better just get the habit, and that's it. If you have questions, I'll answer them afterwards. I have plenty of time today. Gotta meet up with Sophia before she goes to bed, but that's it. Okay, so single leg up downs. We start in 40 seconds. Would you rather have me show this from the side or from the front? I'm not really sure what makes the most sense to you guys. It also depends what you're working on. Some things are more visible from the front than from the side. So let me know in the chat if I should face you or if I should show you the exercises from the side. I can try to do the single leg up downs from the side so you can have an idea of where this leg is. What I keep saying is that it goes vertically down and not stays up here, so don't be tense, let the blood stream through. We're starting in 3 seconds. Keep it up, guys. 2, 1, go. Down, that perfect position. Don't rock the upper body. This stays solid, but relaxed. I'll make sure to say whenever we're done 30 seconds, so you know when to switch legs. And switch at the bottom. This is 1-8. That's a terrible way to motivate you guys. Look through the eyebrows. Don't force the upper body up. Don't let it drop forwards, but have your eyes a little out front. And we switch at the bottom. First First minute, 3 more to go. Feel how we're getting used to that pain now, used to the heat in the muscles, used to the burn. I think sometimes mentally set number 2 would be easier, at least until the end of it, when you're too dead. Switch at the bottom. Again, you can use the arms. If you use them correctly, as you have them out here, to balance, just to stay solid. Whether you go into skating movement, like that, it's up to you. Switch at the bottom. Halfway, guys. Not far from the end. I think if you're breathing when it gets hard, don't stop breathing if anything. Even though it's hard to not get tense. 10 more on this leg. Switch at the bottom. Keep it smooth. Be stable on the knee. Don't let it fall to the inside. 5 more on this leg. We got 1 minute to go after that. Switch at the bottom. Final minute of the up downs. Heart rate 124. That's like 10 beats higher than first set. So I'm feeling it too. Five more on this leg. Switch at the bottom for the last 30 seconds. No more up downs today. Don't let the upper body fall down. Stay in that position. Five more seconds. That's it. Nice. Only 5 more minutes of downtime, 5 more minutes of exercise, and you're gonna have your conscience in the skies. How are we doing? How's the heart rate? Be low as possible. That's a good hashtag. Few people ever get told by their coach that they're too low. And honestly, after coaching, I think I've done in total maybe 30 training camps or clinics in a bunch of countries with a bunch of different level of skaters. I do still think I'm sure the one thing I mentioned the most often is for people to actually get lower. It sounds super simple, but it's not just when you're sprinting or really focused. It's during the warm-up, during the cool-down, everything. Thanks, Mumbai. Love back to you. Still one of my dreams to go to India. I've never been there. Want to go there for a clinic. If anybody wants me there, just hit me up on Instagram, DM, and hope to go there in the off season. Right now I'm pretty busy with my own skating, but every year I have 3 weeks of full rest where I try and enjoy life a little more and maybe help other people get faster on their skates and have fun, inspire them. Halfway through the break, if you can remember, even though this is not a session you forget that quickly, yeah, I want to take a camp in India. Somebody needs to help me out. I don't know how public transport works. I don't know. I need a guide there. Starting in 1 minute, 3 minutes, outward hops. I will have you know that every time I try and talk to the camera like this, in face view, I'm bending my legs like 90 degrees, so it makes it a lot harder. Starting in 45 seconds. This is the last one where you need your mind to be in as well, and then we can go nuts and the up downs after. Remember to drink, even though it's not warm. It's a mistake I often make to not stay hydrated because you simply just don't think about it when it's not warm. I remember in the summer in Portugal when Sophia and I did this, we were like sweating our asses off, and if we didn't drink, we would just collapse. It's still important now for recovery, even if you have some electrolytes in your drink, it's going to be even better to stay hydrated. We're starting in a little less than 10 seconds, 5 small hops, 5 small hops, 3 full minutes. Stay down when you go from one leg to the other. Here it goes. I remember I said I would show this one from the side. And you guys can also check out that I'm in the correct knee bend. I like looking at the screen. It's like a mirror. I can like check myself if I'm doing it right. Can't cheat the mirror. I was gonna say 1/3. That's wrong. Only 40 seconds. We're gonna minute. A little close to the wall there. Maybe from the side it's even easier for you guys to see how I'm actually not moving that much. Just tiny jumps. It's more about finding balance and position and being stable here. Got 1 more minute to go for this one, and then there's a single exercise to go. A 114 heart rate. You know where you guys are at when we're done? Full double jump there. Got 15 more seconds. Last 5 jumps now. And rest up, guys. Nice. 3 minutes of rest and 2 minutes of exercise. I sense that Shimeshi-san, oh, that's gotta be a samurai, who asked if my heart rate wasn't always 160, because when I did my bike workout yesterday, there was a lot of 160 in that. Not today. Generally my heart rate is relatively low when doing this compared to other sports, simply because it's more static. Like all the exercises are, you're not moving as much. And as I keep mentioning, you try and relax the upper body, you try and relax as many muscles as you can, just to not waste energy and keep it all into the skating. On a bike, when you're hammering on a Swift, you do almost 100 rotations in the pedals per minute. So biking is very different. Even real life skating is different. You're gonna have a higher heart rate because there's still some things we can't really imitate here, which is also why when you can skate, you should still skate way more than your dryland. This should be once or twice a week, and skating should be as much as your body allows you to. So that's why, like for skating, you have to spend a little extra energy, get your heart rate up, because there's more, your core is more active because you gotta stay on top of it. You can't just fly to the side. You have to balance on tiny wheels or super slim blades. Just so many more things, so many more muscle groups active. That's why I made all these videos on the YouTube channel with drills on skates, which I definitely recommend that everybody should do sometimes. Are you all the time checking your heart rate when you're skating? Not really, especially now if it's intense workouts. I actually don't check my heart rate at all because it has a minute delays or so. So if you do intervals that are 1 minute on, 1 minute off, your heart rate is never gonna go up during the interval, or at least not the first part, and it's barely gonna fall during the break, so you can't really count on that. If I do long skates, like an hour or 2 hour skates, I check my heart rate a lot to make sure I'm in the right zones, not to overdo it or underdo it. Or sometimes, mostly I just analyze on it after my workouts to see if I'm on the right path. Just do the calorie count, the total effort. Starting in 15, last 2 minutes of the in-out here. That's gonna be, I'll do one first minute from the front, second minute from the side. So last 2 minutes of the workout, guys. It's gonna hurt, accept it, face it, just let it burn, sing a song in your head, go to your happy place. We're starting now. Start by getting down in the correct position, and then hold it there. Find that rhythm, so don't rush it. Also don't make big jumps, but like in, out, in, out, in, out, in. That's 30 seconds. A minute and a half, we're done for today. Feeling how we used to the pain. Heart rate 132. We're halfway. I'm gonna switch to the side. So don't let the upper body drop. Keep it like this. Get that perfect position and keep the arms here. It's easier. 45 seconds to go. Keep it up now. Don't let your ass come up. Sit low. Keep the rhythm. Breathe. 20 more. Three, two, one. Whew. Huh. You made it? If you're still alive, you made it. Huh. Heart rate 147 at the end of it. So I felt it. Huh. Good job, everybody. This was not easy. Not for me either, if it's not obvious. Hope you liked it in that weird way that only skaters understand, how you can like something that hurts like this. I hope you're not gonna fall down the stairs tomorrow. Thanks, Sophia. I'm also tired now. I'm really glad I got that coffee in the morning. I've been off caffeine for 9-10 days, just to feel more. I'm sorry. Am I not muted? It's a really boring Q&A if you can't hear me. Can somebody give it? Okay, good. Хорошо. Thanks for the heads up. Like, would have spent or wasted your time and my time. I'm glad it's better now. Before everybody logs off, I will give a big shout out to all the people that did super chats today. That was really cool. Oh yeah, I talked about coffee. I was just saying that I haven't had coffee, or caffeine at least. I'm gonna be rocking, I'm on the bike. I haven't had coffee or caffeine for, I think, 9-10 days to feel more of the effect when I take it before races and competitions. To get that cognitive adrenaline boost from the caffeine. And I had a coffee this morning, for which I'm really thankful right now, because this hurt. So yeah, before everybody logs off, thanks for the super chats that came in today. And that seriously is a big shoulder clap for me. And it's a big motivation for future workouts. And if people are down for it, there's sure gonna be one next week as well. I'll try and do it at the same time, because it seems like people are pleased with that. And it fits me well. No worries, G, I'm always there to let people suffer. I am curious to hear how many people, like, raise your hand in the chat if you actually did the entire workout with all the 5 minutes of Killzone, if you did everything, because I'd be really impressed. It was hard. This was really made for me to reach somewhere near my limits for how much I can hurt. So it's big respect, shout out to people that did that. Sophia is a big hell yet. It killed me. I take no responsibility for any death this may have caused. I hope you like the exercises. There's some new ones. I don't think we've done the in-out. Fair enough, G. I'm making Gerrit, who just commented, I'm making his training program. I do coach people online now. He's one of them. So it's fair that he didn't participate if he's not in the program. It's a decent excuse. My next competition is finally, there's actually a date for it. It's going to be the European Championships in the middle of January. I think it's the 15th, 16th. They just announced the new schedule. So we have the European Championships in the middle of January, followed by 2 World Cups. Also, it's all going to be in Heerenveen in the Netherlands, in this bubble, only for elite skaters, for participants, to keep us safe, with no spectators, obviously. So yeah, middle of January, European Championships, followed by 2 World Cups. And they just canceled the World Championships. So for me and everybody else, there's gonna be 3 competitions, 3 weekends, 3 consecutive weekends. So it's really all about peaking for those 3 weeks. Thanks, Nicola. Nicola, spasiba, bonjour. There's one more question there. Do you compete on inline skates? Well, I actually started out as an inline skater until 2012, 13. I did nothing but inline skating and lived in France and did that full time. I wasn't as good at it, but I gave it everything I had. Then only got better during my last years Since then, I've done as much racing as I can, but ice skating and trying to make it to the top at the next Olympics has been, and the previous ones, has been my main focus, which means that I can't really travel too much for inline races, because at that time of the year, in summer, is where I gotta put all my hours in on the bike to get fit for ice skating. So I really can't do too much inline skating. I've done nationals in Denmark. I think I've been national champion every year for at least 6 years now, either road, track, or indoor. But that's also national levels, is not crazy high. I've done some competitions in France, medal, I even won, but that's some years back. I want to do some more marathons and just a few maybe German races, the German Inline Cup, because it's not too far away, but it all depends on the schedule, and right now it doesn't seem like there's many options. How long before a competition do you change how you eat or train? 2 weeks, a month, or more? CG, thanks for today. Thanks to us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Thanks for donating on the super chat. It's a lot of fun. So before a competition, I change how I train constantly. I do have, if you want to know how I train or what I recommend for training, there's a link below to a 3-month training program where it's really just, you can subscribe, download it for free. There's a trial period, and the description below this video, all my videos, where you can see how I recommend that people should train leading up to competitions. So I spent my whole summer, about 6 months, doing base training. So that's a ton of hours, not super intense, but straining because it's so much endurance, stamina, and just hard load. And then as I get close to the season, the last 2 months, I do more intensity, more sprint, speed stuff, do on more skating for sure. And then last 2 weeks before a race, I start my taper period where I don't train too hard. Still keep it really intense, but just shorter workouts so I can be fresh, but still fast and fit. For eating, I generally in the off season, I don't think too much about it, or the preseason, because anything I'll gain, I can lose it later on. So at that point, I'm pretty loose about it for the first 6 months of leading up. Then the last 3 months, I make sure to get fit, start really worrying about what I eat, so there's no excess body fat to carry around. Also count calories at some point, and just make sure to eat correctly and put more effort into it. And then the last 2 weeks, the taper period, I really try not to think about what I eat. I know how to eat healthy, but for the last 10 days, you really can't get fat, you can't gain weight. So the only thing you can actually mess up is under eating and not have energy for it. So that's actually how it goes. First, I don't care, then I really care, and then at the end, I just eat healthy, but eat enough. It's like a little bulk period, but without gaining weight, obviously. So yeah, that's a bit about my eating habits. Hope it wasn't too boring for everybody else. I think I'm about to head out, go up and have a chat with Sophia. If she's still watching, I'll call you in a second. Oof. Let's make that the final question. That's a really good one. If you have more questions, just leave a comment on this video and I will answer everybody at some point. If I use vitamins, yes, I use vitamins. Давай! Yeah. I have this drink called Stay. It's S-T-A-I. You can look it up. I think they have a pretty big Instagram channel, or at least Facebook channel. So that is a shake. It's not as fancy as you might think it is. It's really just everything you need. It has all the essential vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, so protein that you would need for a full day. And I take that every morning combined. So in the shake I also put oil with the flaxseed oil, so I have all the essential fatty acids. And I get all of that in one shake, so that's pretty awesome. So you don't have to think about vitamins and all that. We're traveling, and if you're a little lazy on hard training days, to build up full meals with all the right nutrients you need. And I have this shake that kind of make sure I get everything every day. I don't take brain change amino acid. I think that's way overrated, especially if you have a correct protein intake. Anyways, you're not gonna lack any of those amino acids without getting too scientific here. Branched chain amino acids is the most essential amino acids, are the ones that we generally lack in order to create proteins and regenerate muscle fibers. But I think very few people actually lack those if they eat enough protein. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I've experienced a bit with creatine in my summer period to improve my weightlifting. It's a buffer powder that you take that increases a natural substance we have in the body that lets you do a few more reps of really high intensity workouts. You also gain a few kilos because you store water when you take it. So I would never do that in my race season because it doesn't make sense in that way. One thing I'm a big fan of is beta-alanine. Beta-alanine is awesome, you should look into that. It's also a buffer. It takes a 1 to 2 month loading period and you have to take it several times daily, so it's pretty complicated, but it's scientifically proven. There's a lot of evidence that it actually works. So beta-alanine, look that up. And then caffeine. There's no doubt caffeine works for most people if you're not getting too shaky or overly anxious. So do that. Take it 45 minutes before a hard effort and try it out before you do it for a race. So yeah, those are the things I use. All right. Thank you everybody for being part of this. Thanks for your super chats. I appreciate every one of them. Thanks for your comments and thanks for giving it everything you had in this workout. I will see you next week. If you haven't already, subscribe for this little channel, then you're gonna get a notification if you turn them on whenever we're live again. A pleasure, Suad. I'm happy to help. See you around, guys. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning. No matter where you are, just enjoy the rest of it.